It's time for those old radio shows brought to you now by West Canadian. Times have changed, but our commitment to the best digital print, document management, and design remains our big priority. Sit back and enjoy.
P-O-S-T. P-O-S-T. Post. The cereals you like the most brings you the Roy Rogers Show, starring the king of the cowboys himself, Roy Rogers.
It's roundup
time on the double R bar. So saddle your horse, 'cause we're gonna ride far.
The Double R Bar Ranch transcribed stories and songs of the real West with the Whippoorwills, the wisest trail scout of them all, Jonah Wild, played by Forrest Lewis, the Queen of the West, Dale Evans, and in person, the king of the cowboys, Roy Rogers.
Well, howdy, folks. This is Roy Rogers. Buckaroos, I'm speaking again for Post Cereal. And I'm mighty proud to do so because Post cereals are good. And you can count on anything bearing the brand name Post, so get your mom to put them on the shelf and try them as a favor to me, will you? Well, my old sidekick Jonah Wild and I were going to take a ride across country today to give my dog Bullet a workout. But that may have to be postponed because trouble has hit Paradise Valley.
Doug! Oh, Doug! Any of you men know where Doug Birch is?
Here I am, Sheriff.
I heard you'd started your cattle drive today, Doug. Thought I'd catch up and see if I could be of any help.
Well, thanks, Sheriff, but I think we'll be okay.
Does that mean you've changed your mind and decided to sell through Jake Gullick?
No, sir, it does not. Jake Gullick is working an out-and-out skin game. Jake or nobody else is going to pay me $5 a hundred less than market price. I don't fall for the phony stories about the special service he gives, and I don't fall for threats, neither.
Has Gullick threatened you?
Not directly, but every other rancher who's refused to sell through Jake has had his cattle stampeded and his riders shot up.
Yeah. Gullick's too smart to make an open threat, providing he is the man behind these raids.
Yeah, he's the man, all right. But my boys are packing guns today, Sheriff, and they know how to use them.
Good work, Doug. I'll stick with you, and if the outlaws strike this time, we may have a chance of taking them.
All day, the cattle are driven forward. At night, the riders push them harder than ever, for night is the time when an attack can be made most easily. By 10 o'clock, the herd is at the edge of the valley, just opposite the Double R Bar Ranch. The mountains ahead loom large and black in the moonlight.
Doug, better turn the cattle off the trail and over toward the creek.
Turn them off?
Right now, Doug. Look up there.
Where? I don't...
There, in the space between those two mountain peaks.
Riders, men on horseback, silhouetted in the moonlight. Dark figures, 10 of them sit motionless, looking down at the herd below. One man stands in the lead. He raises an arm silently. He puts his spurs to his horse and starts down towards the herd. The other riders follow. Without caution, without regard for either themselves or their horses. Down the side of the steep, boulder-strewn mountain at a full gallop. Only the sound of the flying hoofs is heard. The hoofbeats grow louder, louder, louder as the horses come nearer. They ride in on the herd.
They got away. Every man of them got away.
Cattle stampeded. 2 of my men wounded. Sheriff, there was just too many of them. We never had a chance.
I didn't get a look at them. Even now, I couldn't swear they were Jake Gullick's riders.
Yeah, there must be more to this than Jake Gullick. He's only been here a couple of months. How could a stranger organize a band like this in such a short space of time? Yeah, I hear it, too. Somebody else is heading this way.
2 horses appear on the trail. Not those of night riders now. These horses are ridden by Roy Rogers and Jonah Wild. The sound of the stampede and shooting was carried across the valley to the Double R Bar Ranch. Roy and Jonah, knowing that night riders have been preying on herds, lost no time in getting into the saddle and riding toward the sound of the battle.
Whoa, whoa, Trigger. Whoa, Titus boy, whoa.
That you, Sheriff?
Roy, we're mighty glad to see you and John.
Wait here, Trigger. Is this where the shooting came from?
Yeah, hey, it sounded like the Indians had raised up again. Say, it sounded like they'd raised up again. For a minute there, I forgot I'd fought in 7, 8 wars since we put the red man down.
It was the night riders again, Roy. They raided the cattle I was driving to Squaw Creek.
Did you get a look at them, Sheriff?
Roy, I'm ashamed to admit we didn't. They're too well organized.
Jake Gullick's been under suspicion ever since these raids started. I think it's about time somebody paid him a visit.
Better be careful, Roy.
You help Doug take care of his men. Jonah, we'll ride up to Mineral City. Gullick is staying at Dale's hotel. We'll face him and find out once and for all whether or not he's connected with this rotten business. Well, howdy, Dale.
Hi, Roy. Jonah?
Howdy.
What are you two doing in town this time of night?
Well, sir, we're on a forced march for the purpose of eliminating an enemy, as General Thomas Kenneth Rowe used to say.
Do you know if Jake Gullick is in his room, Dale?
That feller had one of the biggest mouths I've ever seen.
Well, I don't think so, Roy. What do you want him for? Is Jonah going to challenge him?
Yeah. No, challenge him? Oh, that'd be insubordination. A soldier don't go around challenging the general, unless he wants to...
Who's talking about a general?
Jonah, Dale was just kidding you. She was talking about Jake Gullick. And Gullick was a boxer before he came here.
Was, huh?
About the only thing I've heard lately is the name of Jake Gullick. And some of the talk makes him out to be a pretty bad hombre.
The ranchers here are suspicious of him, that's sure.
Yeah, and there's some mystery about his past. I heard a couple of owl hoots discussing him in the lunchroom, and both of them agreed they wouldn't care to meet him unless they were wearing guns.
And that's because he's an ex-prize fighter.
You know, they intimated he was on the way to becoming heavyweight champion of the world. And then he got into some kind of a scrape and was barred from the ring.
Well, General Rowe got barred from O'Keefe's trading post.
Well, there's Gullick, Roy, at the door, coming in.
Yeah, they caught him dipping dill pickles out of a barrel.
Good evening, Mr. Gullick.
Howdy.
Great feller, though.
Well, Rogers, seeing you here saves me a trip. I intended riding out to your place tomorrow.
Is that so? We dropped in here to see you.
All right. Suppose we go to my room. Key, please.
You bet. Here you are.
I don't like to talk business, any kind of business, unless I have privacy.
John Gullick leads the way. A giant of a man, his face battered by fights in and out of the ring. His walk is a shuffle, but muscles in his arms, legs, and shoulders give evidence of tremendous strength. He unlocks his room, then holds the door open for Roy and Jonah.
Go ahead.
Thanks.
Now, sit down.
Jake, you an army man? You know, you look like a sergeant I know just before the Battle of Hillaby.
Well, Rogers?
Bald as a banana.
Gullick, just for my own information, do you mind telling us where you spent the evening?
At my office across the street. You go back and tell Doug Birch and the other ranchers I had nothing to do with those raids. I don't know who's pulling them. I don't care. I got all I can do, tend to my own business. Is that clear?
I think so. Anything else?
Not a thing.
All right. Sorry we bothered you. Come on, Jonah.
Uh-huh. Yes, you know, this feller'd be put on bread and water if he talked to General Rowe that way.
Yeah, Rogers.
Well?
I guess you forgot I said there was something I wanted to see you about, too.
Yeah, that's right, you did. What's on your mind?
I'd like to buy that dog of yours.
Bullet? You want me to sell Bullet?
I like him. I want him.
Thanks, Gullick. But that dog isn't for sale.
Okay. But if you ever decide to sell, let me know. I'll meet any offer you get.
Thanks. I'll remember.
No hard feelings about that other matter?
Why would there be? See you later, Gullick.
Yeah, something about that feller I don't like.
Jonah, head for the stables behind the hotel. Gullick's our man. I'm almost sure we'll find something in the stables to prove it. Steady, boy. Take it easy. This is Gullick's horse, Jonah. Put your hand here on his neck.
Yeah. Hey, this horse been rode hard. He's all lathered up.
Yeah. And Gullick told us he'd spent the evening in his office across the street.
Kind of forgetful, ain't he?
Yeah. The saddle blanket's wet, too.
Well, he might have been riding off somewhere else, Roy. He didn't have to be on the raid.
If he was off somewhere else, he wouldn't have known about the raid, Jonah. You and I, and maybe the raiders themselves, are the only ones who've come to town since it happened. Yet Gullick knows about it. He mentioned Doug Birch's name.
Roy, you're a deducer.
We know who we're after now for sure. All we have to do is bait the trap and catch the rattler. That shouldn't take long, but it may be dangerous.
Here's exciting news for all you buckaroos. It's news of that thrilling and popular club, the Roy Rogers Riders Club. I know each and every one of you will want to join up right away. Why, maybe you'll be one of the very first official members from your neighborhood. Now, in just a little while, Roy himself is going to tell you all about what his Roy Rogers Riders Club stands for and how much fun it is to belong. You'll find out, too, how easy it is for you to join. So, get your pencil and paper and be ready for the big news right after we hear the rest of our exciting adventure.
Roy has learned the name of the man responsible for the raids against cattle being driven to market. For weeks, signs have pointed to Jake Gollick, a battered ex-heavyweight prize fighter who was barred from the ring and came west to set up as a cattle buyer, and who tried to force ranchers to market their cattle through him. Gollick is guilty. Roy is sure of that. Roy and Jonah leave the stable, go into the Eureka again to see Dale.
Draw sabers. Prepare to charge.
Take it easy, Jonah. Dale, Gollick lied to us, and his lies gave us the proof we needed.
Yeah, we'll be celebrating a victory before the night's over.
Roy, don't go after Gollick yet. There's something I haven't told you about him. Something you should know.
Well,
Gollick killed a man, Roy. That's the reason he was barred from the ring.
why would that keep us from going after him?
Oh, he fouled a man during a fight, and the man died. Gollick can hit hard enough to kill.
Well, now, ain't that a situation?
I'm afraid we'll have to keep our guards up then, Dale, because we can't afford to have his kind running loose.
But how do you know he's involved in the raids on our cattle, Roy?
Well, he lied to us. He said he spent the evening over at his office, but Joan and I checked his horse. The horse was lathered and the saddle blanket wet. Furthermore, Gollick knew about tonight's raid, and there's no way he could have found out about it this soon, unless he'd been there himself.
That looks bad, Roy.
It is bad. And the worst part is we haven't got any real proof. We'll have to catch him red-handed on a raid if we want to make these charges stick.
Well, is there anything I can do to help?
Yeah. He wants to buy a bullet, so when he comes down in the morning, I'd like you to take him aside and tell him you might be able to persuade me to sell my dog.
Oh, but you'll never sell Bullet.
No, but I might loan him for a few days while Gollick decides how much he's worth.
Yeah, we're baiting the trap, you see, Dale. I say we're baiting the trap.
Oh, so that's it. Roy, Bullet will do pretty much what you want him to do, won't he?
Well, I'm counting on him, Dale. And, too, I'm counting on the fact that Bullet and Trigger are good friends. I kind of think we'll take Mr. Gollick so fast he'll never know what happened.
Dale does her part well. The next afternoon, Jake Gollick appears at the Double R Bar Ranch and borrows Bullet. He takes the dog into town, stops at the Eureka to thank Dale, and Dale follows Roy's instructions on another matter. Her voice and her manner are casual, calm.
I'm awfully glad Roy let you take Bullet, Mr. Gollick. Oh, I meant to ask you if you'd heard about Charlie Fisher.
Fisher? What about Fisher?
Well, I hate to be the one to give you the bad news, but did you know he decided not to sell his cattle through your office after all?
Hey, you're mistaken. I talked to Fisher yesterday.
Well, he's changed his mind since yesterday. He stopped by here this morning and, well, he wanted to know where he could hire riders to drive his cattle to Squaw Creek.
Oh, he did, huh?
Yes, he started his drive this morning. I suppose I really should keep quiet about it, for fear his herd might be raided like the other ranchers.
Thanks, Miss Evans. Thanks for letting me know. It's too bad Fisher didn't see fit to do business with my office.
Gollick walks away. As soon as he's out of sight, Dale gets on her horse, rides out to find Roy. He's at the ranch, waiting. The sheriff and a posse are there with him.
Everything's all set, Roy. Gollick fell for the trick just as you said he would. Easy, Buttermilk. Whoa.
All right. I'll tell Charlie Fisher, and he can start the cattle moving.
You're really going to do it, Roy?
Sure.
Have Charlie drive his cattle through, knowing there'll be a raid? If anything should go wrong...
Nothing will go wrong, Dale.
Oh, now, Roy, what do you want to worry the girl for? Why don't you tell her the facts of the case? Say, why don't you tell her? Dale, the ranchers have all got together and agreed to put up enough money so that Charlie be paid in case he suffers any loss. He ain't a-risking a thing on this deal, except his life.
Oh, that makes me feel just a whole lot better.
Well, we better start riding. Gollick's men will have to strike tonight, and we want to be there, ready, when he comes.